Shotgun snap to Darnold. Backs up. Stands in the pocket. Throws off the back foot to the end zone. Intercepted. Leaping in front of the intended receiver, the former Jet Terrence Brooks. Another back foot throw picked off by the Patriots.
Attaboy, Sammy D. Off the back foot all day.
There you go. A lot of fun right there from your guy right there.
Zolak, baby. I'm sure he never did that
Particularly
either.
disrespectful for Scotty Zolak. Well done, Scott. We're playing the Fletch theme because we were just monitoring our Twitter feed all throughout our night watching the game together. Daniel Jeremiah, right around the middle of the first quarter. I thought this would be a good game tonight. I also thought Fletch Lives was better than Fletch. Wow. All right, there's lots to account for from Monday Night Football. My buddy from the NFL Media Group and also one of the radio voices of the Los Angeles Chargers locally here in Los Angeles. Daniel Jeremiah, how are you, DJ?
Well, it was an interesting football weekend for me, Rich. I've never seen an ending to a football game quite like the one I saw in Nashville. And then I thought, well, at least, let's end up this football weekend with a good Monday night game with a scrappy Jets team that's going to really make this a ball game. And halftime, I told my wife I'll go get my son. You can stay here. I don't need to stay home and watch much more of this.
No, well, I had all my children around me, and that also includes Brockman and Del Tufo. They were all there with me in my house watching it together. Okay, let's start first things first here, since I know you are a huge Sam Darnold guy. The Fletch comment is not the only reason why I wanted to have you on the show. You are a huge Sam Darnold guy. Are you concerned based on what you saw last night, Daniel?
What's interesting? I watched tape this morning, and you see, obviously the mechanical stuff. Zolak was, having a little too much fun with it, but he was throwing off his back foot a bunch, which he's done successfully at times. But I think that's a good reminder that he needs to clean that stuff up. I think that's something he can fix. There's protection issues with this team. There's a couple of interceptions. There's miscommunication down the field. So, look, I'm going to step back a little bit and say this is a Patriots thing more so than it is a Jets thing. And let's let Sam Darnold, get some games. If you look at their schedule, I think we'll have a better feel for him. 4 or 5 weeks from now. But man, he looked so good against the Cowboys, and then this was by far the worst effort of his career. But Rich, I was bored this morning, so I looked this up because I was thinking about Bill Belichick and the state of New York. Mm-hmm. So this year they've played the Jets twice, the Bills, and the Giants. The starting quarterbacks in those 4 games are 51 for 113 for 498 yards, 1 touchdown, 11 interceptions, and 14 sacks. Is that good?
You know what, Daniel? It's let's just put it this way, subpar. But let's put Josh Allen and the Bills aside, since the Bills almost did, in fact, get the Patriots that day, despite not being able to move the ball. Right, exactly. Sticking on the Darnold issue, saying it is a Patriots thing is still a Jets thing, because the Jets need to get through the Patriots thing in order for the Jets to become a thing that they need to be, with Sam Darnold in their midst. I mean, this is the supposed crown jewel here, and they are not. They brought a new coach in to handle it. And now they have a new general manager with whom you're very close, with Joe Douglas. What do you think Joe Douglas is thinking this morning? Can you give me a little bit of his insight? Because there has to be some sort of positive movement. Otherwise, there is a danger of Darnold regressing, Daniel.
Yeah, no, look, and I always want to point this out with Joe, and I've known Joe for a long time. He's been a good friend. There's nobody I respect more in personnel than Joe Douglas. Joe took this job after the draft. So the roster you see on the field right now does not have Joe Douglas's fingerprints on it. So he's going to get a chance to improve this roster. And, somebody asked me this the other day, Rich, and I said Joe needs to have a Noah's Ark offseason. He needs 2 of everything. He needs 2 pass rushers, 2 tackles, 2 corners. I mean, this roster is not great. And you saw it, look, when Sam wasn't out there. This team couldn't get a first down. I mean, it's in terms of the gap between them and the Patriots, it's significant. But I do think that Joe, given a couple of years here, is going to be able to get the pieces in place. And And really, to me, it starts with the 2 tackles and getting 2 edge rushers. I think that's a glaring weakness on this team right now.
Well, and also, I just want to spend one more second on this here, Daniel. It's the caretaking of it. That's what I'm saying. It's the caretaking of Darnold, where last year he's drafted and it was a dead man coaching in Todd Bowles. Then they switched to Adam Gase, and now we are 6 games into this now, and I understand there was the mononucleosis. But the seeing ghosts aspect, Daniel, as I say at the top of the show, where that mic was caught, Sam Darnold saying that, I understand that quarterbacks see ghosts against Belichick defense all the time. And I understand young quarterbacks see ghosts all the time. The fact that the Jets say, yeah, mic up my young quarterback just 2 starts in from mononucleosis against the Patriots on national TV. Go for it. It makes it's like where's the protection for this kid? That's my concern, Daniel. Am I right or am I overreacting? I give you the floor.
I sent a text to somebody last night. I don't even remember who. Actually, Kurt was texting me a bunch during the game.
Yeah, he's calling
I don't think this was Kurt. Yeah, he's calling the game and he's texting me like, I cannot believe this. What you're seeing with all the zero blitz that you're seeing, and just. Well, I'll let Kurt speak for himself on that stuff. But
you already did this morning. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, but look, it's something I thought when they aired that with him saying I'm seeing ghosts. I'm not up on what the protocol is there. I know obviously with Hard Knocks, Mayock, stopped everything from getting to the airwaves, which upset a lot of viewers, I guess. But I would imagine there's somebody in the PR department that would have, a chance to look at what they're going to blast out. And if that is the case, man, that is awful to let that clip get out, because that's something, as Jets fans know, like a butt fumble, something that happens that odd can stay with a player and attach to a player throughout his career. And you can be sure if 4 years from now Sam Darnold has a 4-interception game, that's going to be all over social media about the seeing ghosts. That's going to stay with him. So I thought, looking at it from a personnel standpoint, that would really tick me off that got on the air.
Daniel Jeremiah here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's flip the script here, Daniel. How do you beat the Patriots? Who is equipped to beat the Patriots, DJ?
Well, you're going to have to, we see all this man coverage, so you better have the weapons to scare them out of that a little bit. And, all this zero blitz stuff that they're running. I still look at the Chiefs, and I know that they locked up the Chiefs for a half before the Chiefs exploded on them. I think that's the type of team with those type of weapons that you have to, hey, be a little bit cautious. If you want to play that much, man, not even man-free, just zero coverage with nobody in the middle of the field, no help. I don't know that they've had a team that's really challenged them with weapons like that, like the Chiefs could be able to do. And then, Baltimore, I think just historically and being on the inside of that a little bit, there's, most teams are a little intimidated by the Patriots. Not only are the Ravens not intimidated, nor have they ever been intimidated by the Patriots, they kind of enjoy going against the New England Patriots. So that's a team that I think with that run game and the way they do it, which is so unique, they can give them a little bit of trouble here. But, you look at their next game against the Cleveland Browns, if they're right, if the Cleveland Browns are right, now I worry about their pass protection holding up, but they have the people on the outside that if they want to play that coverage, Baker will hit a couple of those down the field because they've got some players that can win one-on-one.
And then defensively against Brady, clearly the self-scout has been very well underway with Belichick with the acquisition this morning for a second-rounder in next year's draft for Mohamed Sanu. What do you think that's all about, DJ?
Well, I look at Mohamed Sanu fits them, in so many different ways. First of all, he's incredibly bright. So he's going to be able to pick this offense up, which is very difficult to do in the middle of the season. He's great after the catch, which, as you saw last night, it is a death by a million paper cuts passing attack. So he's going to be able to, take all these underneath throws from Tom Brady and fight and compete for extra yards. And then I think his size once you get down into the red zone area will help them because, they rely on trying to run it in once they get down there. He'll give them a passing option, a passing threat once they get down inside just because he's so big and so physical. I thought this is a perfect Patriot player for all the reasons that I just mentioned. But big, physical, tough, smart. He checks all those boxes.
Yeah, and you forget he checks the Rutgers box too, Daniel.
And he does, and that's correct. You have the Rutgers connection, and you also have the ability to throw the football, which I'm sure Belichick has dusted off at some point.
I mean, he might throw it to Edelman, who throws it back to him, who throws it to Brady. I mean, they might run like a triple Lindy at some point, DJ. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
R.I.P. Rodney Dangerfield.
That said, do you think Gronk gets a call in this self-scout for New England? Again, everyone's wondering, why is New England giving Brady reps and Sony Michel reps and all these guys reps with 3 minutes to go in a game? It's because Belichick views this as crucial snaps to try and get the offense on the same page if there's a problem down the road or just these guys don't know. Jacoby Myers is out there, so that's to me, it's a nonstop self-scout. Is Gronk, do you think, necessary for this team to win it this year?
I don't think, look, I've got to the point where they've had so many of these different runs where they've missed this guy or that guy that I'm beyond saying they need this one particular person except for number 12. So I don't think they need Gronk to go win another championship, but I could also sit there and say, okay, they wake up and this team's 12-0. Gronk might want to just selfishly say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and attach myself to a team that could actually run the table and see if you can finish it this time. So I would think that'd be pretty appealing to Gronk to come back and say, I'm not going to have that much wear and tear on my body, get the last 3 or 4 games in and get into the postseason and see if I can hoist the trophy and be a part of something really special with a team that really does. I mean, you look at the schedule, and I know there's some tougher games on the horizon, but I watch this team play the way they're playing defense, Rich. I don't know what the average is. They can't be giving up 10 points a game. Like 6 or 7 points a game they're giving up right now. So I think they're fully capable of making that type of a run. And if I'm Rob Gronkowski, before I get back to Nickelodeon or wherever he's at right now, it'd be a fun thing to attach yourself to.
Yeah, the Patriots, 18 interceptions this season already. Number 1 total scoring defense in the NFL. The exact number is 6.9 points per game. That would be on pace to blow away the Super Bowl era record.
Nice.
Before I let you go, DJ, you referenced it at the top. You're the color man, if you will, along with Matt Money Smith locally here in Los Angeles for the Chargers. What gives? I essentially throw it wide open to you about why is this team right now at 2-5?
Well, I mean, start with the 5th loss. Money had 2 of the best game-winning calls that weren't game-winning calls that you're never going to hear.
Two different running backs too. One was Eckler on a pass, and one was Gordon on a touchdown.
Yeah, it was. I've never seen anything quite like it, man. But no, I mean, it's been first of all one injury after another. I think the one thing that stood out to me the most is that as good as you thought Derwin James was last year, you even have a greater appreciation for him this year. And I try and, the good thing about doing these games, Rich, it really does help me with the draft prep. And when I'm watching this team this year, I made a note to myself, look, safeties, interceptions, ball skills, range, communication, those are all kind of key parts of being a good safety. But if you can't tackle, if you're missing tackles at that position, it's going to cost you touchdowns, points, and games. And they missed that dude because you go back and look at every big play they've allowed this year. Usually there's some kind of a missed tackle at the safety position that's been huge. And that's on the defensive side of the ball. And on the offensive side of the ball, just beat up front. I think Melvin's holdout, then coming back in, it was, the run game, there's some disruption there, and they haven't been able to find any type of a rhythm. But, it's been a bizarre, baffling season.
And then in the NFC, DJ, the Saints with Teddy Bridgewater going and winning 5 in a row with him as a backup. Their 6-1 mark matches Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, who have been tremendous, but they're all looking up, if you will, a half game behind the still undefeated San Francisco 49ers, whose defensive lineman, DeForest Buckner will be joining me here in hour number 2. The best team in the NFC through 7 weeks would be who? Which?
Well, I'm sticking. I've been riding the 49ers train, and I know they don't have it all put together yet offensively, but they've yet to give up 21 points in a game. And I think that defensive line is special enough that they can carry a football team. And that's not to take anything away from Fred Warner playing behind them. Quan Alexander, they're good at the linebacker position. Jimmy Ward, Richard Sherman and company are playing better than expected. The secondary was a question mark coming in, but they've been really good. And I have so much faith in Kyle Shanahan as a game planner and a play designer and the way they get the run game going. And Garoppolo, for whatever woes he's had, Rich, he doesn't lose. He does not lose football games with the 49ers. So, I think the Saints, the Packers, the Vikings, they're all, it's going to be a fun race in the NFC the way they're all playing. And I just think that D-line for the 49ers is one of the best we've seen in a long, long time.
So you're saying circle Week 14 San Francisco in the Superdome. You're saying circle that baby in December.
Oh, how sweet is that going to be? The NFC is going to be awesome, man. It is going to be a battle royale with the way all these teams are playing.
Okay. Well, I know you're doing your Move the Sticks pod today, right, with Bucky? You got that going on today?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got that. We've got that going on. I think we might get to spend some more time talking about this Jets situation. Not great. Not great, Bob.
Again, I'm genuinely concerned that Darnold may not make it, Daniel. I really am. Yeah. And I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about, just as you pointed out, the whole seeing ghosts thing, that Belichick absolutely be-clowned them, undressed them last night in front of the whole nation when everybody's thinking, okay, they're all back. C.J. Mosley's back. I mean, every maneuver that was made by the Jets was absolutely defrocked. I can't come up with another word for it. I'm genuinely concerned that Darnold may not be in the right spot, DJ.
Well, Rich, it sounds like the way we're kind of describing it is that he needs he's sick, could be emotionally sick and needs to go to the doctor. And the good news is that if you go see the doctor and look what he prescribed, it's Jags, Dolphins, Giants, Redskins, Raiders, Bengals, Dolphins. So there's a lot of healthy medicine in that upcoming schedule. Hopefully he takes it.
Okay, and again, before I let you go, you don't really think Fletch Lives is better than Fletch, DJ? Do you?
The Reverend Jimmy Lee Farnsworth is one of the great movie iconic characters of all time, and I will stand by that grade.
Oh, I'm going to throw the red challenge flag on you, DJ, but that's okay. It's okay. I got that in my sock like Belichick. I'm throwing it on the field. Thanks for the time, as always, Daniel. You're the best.
No problem. Just remember one thing.
Yes,
it's
sir.
all ball bearings.
It's that. And that's from the original. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's the original, isn't it?
Fletcher valve.
I can't remember. They all blend together. I didn't head too much.
All right, DJ. At Move the Sticks on Twitter and also on Instagram. Follow Daniel Jeremiah. I do.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.